Yes, I think it was mentioned already na yung isang kaso na pending dito sa amin where Senator Joel Villanueva is charged with malversation is already submitted for resolution.
What about Senator Cheese Escudero? Are there any updates on that? Kasama na rin ba siya, sir, doon sa may kinikase build-up?
Well, as far as the case build-up, we cannot disclose who are subject of the case build-up as we do not want to preempt, no? Kung ano man yung ebidensya na ginagather o kinakalat ng National Bureau of Investigation.
Following this, we have the 3 plunder cases that everyone knows of. Alam natin na ito yung sinasabi nating high-profile cases. It involves 3 prominent individuals. That's Senator Jinggoy Estrada, former Senator Bong Revilla, and former Ako Bicol Representative Zaldico. We know that for the 2 cases involving Senator Jinggoy and Senator Bong respectively, the first setting was done or conducted on February 2, 2026. And the next setting will be on February 12. As I've reported to the media previously in a press briefing, yung kaso po ni Senator Jinggoy, of which former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan was also a co-respondent, was only for the receipt of the complaint and the corresponding evidence or documents attached to the complaint filed by the NBI. So the filing of the counter affidavit for these cases will be at the next setting. That's on February 12. And as for the plunder case against former Representative Zaldico, the DOJ reports that it is now submitted for resolution. So that is the current updates po for the flood control cases pending with the DOJ. Well, it would not be accurate to say pending with the DOJ since dalawa po doon is already with the Ombudsman. One has been filed with Sandigan Bayan. That's the malversation case against Senator Bong Revilla. So let's move on to another topic, the case of Atong Ang. We know that the case docketed as People of the Philippines versus Charlie Atong Ang, along with other accused, have been filed in 3 separate courts. Isa po doon ay Santa Cruz, Laguna, RTC, the RTC of Lipa City, Batangas, and then one in San Pablo, Laguna. Sa Santa Cruz, Laguna po na case, trial has already commenced. The warrant of arrest was issued, as everyone knows, last January 14, 2026. For the case in Lipa City, Batangas, the warrant for that case has been issued or was issued January 16 of this year. Similarly, trial has commenced in that case. As for the pending case in San Pablo, Laguna, we informed the public that the issuance of the warrant of arrest was deferred by the court following a motion to defer or suspend proceedings by the accused. The Prosecutor General will elaborate on details on this later on during our question and answer portion. So lastly, we have the case of the Discayas as for the third topic. As we reported recently, it was found that there was prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction to charge Cesara Rowena Discaya of 4 counts of tax evasion corresponding to 2 taxable years. That's taxable year 2020 and 2021. We say 4 counts because per each taxable year, 2 violations for 2 provisions of the tax code or the National Internal Revenue Code was found. That's section 1. That's section 254, which is for willful attempt to evade or defeat taxes, and section 255, which is willful failure to supply correct and accurate information. So 1 count for each provision corresponding to 1 taxable year. The information for this case was filed, we report, on February 3, 2026 with the Court of Tax Appeals, which has jurisdiction over the offense. As for the other accused, si Pacifico Discaya II, otherwise known as Curly. Similarly, prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction was found to charge him for the same provisions of the tax code. that Section 254 and 255, willful intent to evade taxes, and willful failure to supply the correct information is ITR. However, the information for that particular case has not yet been filed because Curly Discaya filed a motion for reconsideration with the deferment of the filing of the information with a panel of prosecutors, or should I say just one prosecutor. And so because of this filing, the BIR, as a matter of procedure, was asked to comment, and so until such time the BIR can comment, and until such time that the panel of prosecutors or that prosecutor can resolve on the basis of these documents, then preliminary investigation is continuing. Okay, so on to some good news for everyone. The DOJ is proud to announce or to report that it was able to secure convictions in 3 separate cases. These cases pertained respectively to a case on the unlawful importation of drugs, a violation of the Anti-Torture Act, and one more case for child trafficking. In the case for unlawful importation of drugs, the DOJ was able to secure a conviction in this smuggling case involving a large shipment of methamphetamine hydrochloride, otherwise known as shabu, with an appraised value of 998 million pesos. The violation pertained to the provision of RA 10863, or the Customs Modernization and Tariff Act, specifically Section 1401, which is, again, the unlawful importation of prohibited goods, or shabu. The second case that we report is on a torture case. So the DOJ secured a conviction in a torture case involving one police senior inspector who was convicted of a violation of Section 4 of the Anti-Torture Act, or RA number 9745. So he was sentenced to suffer the penalty of reclusion perpetua. In addition, he was ordered to pay the heirs of the victim, known as Darius Evangelista, 75,000 pesos for civil indemnity, 75,000 pesos for moral damages, and another 75,000 pesos for exemplary damages. And lastly, of equal importance is a third case where the DOJ prosecutors were able to secure a conviction in a case involving child trafficking. The accused, Mary Grace Espinar, who was reported to have sold a 11-day-old baby for 50,000 pesos, was charged with a violation of RA 7610, otherwise known as the Special Protection of Children Against Abuse Act, as well as RA 9208, which is the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act. So following a successful plea bargaining agreement with the accused therein pleaded guilty to the lesser offense of child trafficking under RA 7610, and she was sentenced to suffer 6 years imprisonment, respectively, for 2 counts, to be served successively. So a total of 12 years in total.
Sir, on Zaldico lang po. Sir, di ba recently po kasi na-float yung idea na dapat mag-restitute. I remember Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla was saying a figure around 57 billion na sinasabi na dapat ibalik, and sinasabi rin ng Ombudsman Remulla na to prove na serious siya dun sa pag-negotiate. Although yung camp ni Zaldico already denied na they want to negotiate. If ever, sir, if they decided to return any amount, may puwang ba yun? May effect ba yun, sir, dun sa mga ongoing case and complaint na kinahaharap ni Zaldico?
Okay, we've always said na ang restitution is not something which is inherently in the law. It's not specifically provided. Pero tama yung sinasabi nila Secretary John Vic na siguro kung halimbawa ikaw ay talagang merong intention, no? Kung ikaw ay may remorse o pagsisisi doon sa ginagawa mo at gusto mo nang makatulong, that is something that can be considered. But it is not a precondition for one's admission into the program. First, we have to first evaluate kung ano man yung sasabihin niya, kung ito'y makakatulong ba dun sa kaso. Of course, kung mag-a-apply sila as a witness who would be admitted into the Witness Protection Program, for them to be considered, we have to determine more than whatever amounts they will return, yung sasabihin ba nila is material doon sa kaso. Meron ba silang sasabihin na hindi pa namin nalalaman na makakatulong para yung mga tao na involved talaga or sangkot makonvict, no? Or madiin sila lalo. Pero yung pagsasaoli, yan ay isang bagay na pwedeng pag-usapan during the preparation of the Memorandum of Agreement But as you said, no, this has been denied already by the camp of former Congressman Zaldico. So there's really not much to discuss, no, until such time that they change their mind and decide to sit down and talk with government.
What about the status of Senator Joel Villanueva? Ang sabi po ni Ombudsman Remulla, nasa advanced stage na raw ito. What does it mean, sir?
Well, I think when you-
malapit na ba siya, sir, for reso here?
Yes, I think it was mentioned already na yung isang kaso na pending dito sa amin, where Senator Joel Villanueva is charged with malversation, is already submitted for resolution. That is as far as the case which is here in the Department of Justice. I am not privy to or aware of any other case, or if there are cases which are also pending before the Office of the Ombudsman. No? Kasi hindi namin alam kung ang reference is made with respect to those cases, pero ang kaya lang namin sagutin is yung kaso na nandito sa amin.
Sir, tama no, yung kay Sen Joel, tatlo yung case, complaint na nakafile sa kanya. Yung sa tatlo na yon, nakapag-submit na siya ng counter niya?
Yeah, to clarify, ma'am, as I mentioned earlier, as of February 2, 2026, yung 6 na kaso involving Wawa or Top Notch, 3 of which kasama na si Senator Joel Villanueva have been submitted for resolution. So, ibig sabihin, nakapag-file na siya ng counter affidavit niya, kumpleto na yung documents sa harap ng prosecutor for them to make their finding whether or not prima facie evidence exists. So, as to when exactly, again, we're working with the timeline under the rules.
What about Senator Chis Escudero? Are there any updates on that? Kasama na rin ba siya, sir, doon sa may kinikase build-up?
Well, as far as the case build-up, we cannot disclose who are subject of the case build-up as we do not want to preempt, no? Kung ano man yung ebidensya na ginagather o kinakalap ng National Bureau of Investigation. But for sure, we take into account all the statements that were issued by those who have been admitted into the program. At tinitingnan po ng mabuti yan, masusing pinag-aaralan yan at nangangalap ng ebidensya. Sa ngayon lang, hindi namin pwedeng banggitin kung patungkol kanino o kung sino-sino itong mga tao na to. It would be unfair up until such time that there are really cases which are pending or filed before the Department of Justice.
Sir, last na lang po on my end. Yung draft committee report ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, there are names po na being recommended po na sampahan po. Doon po sa mga pangalan na lumabas, current, yung iba po alam na namin ay may na-filean na po. Pagka napirmahan na po yung final